What's going on, guys? I'm Jada Black. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Here we have a classic example of instant regret, okay? And it comes at the expense of one Chris Palmer, who is an NBA writer. This is his Twitter. Now you see what his profile pic was. Well, it was until, he got called out for his hypocrisy. Now these are some of the tweets, or two of the tweets that he put out. This was one where he got caught up in trying to be a part of the crowd. See, this is people who have money and resources. They live in nice neighborhoods. Their families live in nice neighborhoods. But once all that, dysfunction goes to their neighborhoods, then you see the opposite here. Now, again, I'm not in support of anybody, family getting caught up, anybody going after anybody's, relative. I'm not for that. But when you say stuff like this, bro, people are going to call you back. Now, call you out. Now, this is on the Twitter account of Jack Posobiec, as I say his name. And this is definitely some instant regret. And people are calling him out on it because you have this Minneapolis, housing development that was pretty much up in flames. And then you got people like Chris Palmer who don't live in no housing development talking about burning it down. And then when that moves to the gated community, oh, no, we got to stop this. We got to put an end to this. And I just think that this just shows you where we are. Now, this is Jack saying, hey, at Chris Palmer, why are you encouraging poor areas being burned down? See, that's what's been going on. You have people who aren't from those particular areas going there and causing havoc. Okay? They're doing the majority of the damage. Now, the looting, a lot of those people are local. Okay? But as far as the damage that's being done to these particular places, a lot of those people are from out of the particular area. Okay? And these people are sharing, I guess, his Twitter thread discussing what's going on with his family. See, this is why you shouldn't be quick to tweet stuff. This is why you should not be hopping on social media trying to be a part of the outrage mob, because eventually that hypocrisy is gonna be right in front of your face. It's the same thing with J.R. Smith, but that's gonna be a separate video. You got people who live in these gated communities. They live in these safe and nice communities. And then they're okay. Just like with Tory Lanez, who I think is an idiot. You got Tory Lanez saying that they should continue to loot, that none of these celebrities should rein in the people who are causing destruction to their own communities. He's not denouncing these people who aren't from these states, because y'all gotta understand, Tory Lanez is not from America. He's Canadian. So why would he care? I think people have to think about that. Okay. And then you got people that's going to say, well, who cares? Insurance is going to cover. Insurance doesn't cover stuff like this. Insurance is not going to cover this. These people are out of luck, especially the people who may have been in this development or would be a part of this development. Let's see. Look, man, if they're burning on someone else's neighborhood, it's totally justified. But the moment you set foot in mine, that's it. All bets are off. You could have quoted him. He's quite explicit on that point. Tear up your own shit. Don't come to where we live at and tear our neighborhood up. We care about our community. If you don't care about yours, I don't give a shit. You see, this is the problem right here. You encourage people to tear up their own communities, but when that action meets your community, you're not for it. That's the hypocrisy that we are living in. This is why I told y'all, I am for protesting. I'm for people standing up for their rights, speaking out, but I'm not for tearing up your own communities. And by the way, what happened to social distancing and sheltering in place and standing 6 feet apart from people? It's all designed by the lamestream media to increase the unemployment rate, to get y'all out of work, to change the way we deal with each other socially, and to control us. And now you have all those people who've been sitting in the house for months, almost a month, a couple months, and they're tired of it. And they're out running around. I saw what happened in Miami. I saw them hopping on those trucks. Y'all got to understand, they're going to go back and start arresting people. Once they get film of all the destruction and chaos, they're going to be filling up these jails with more people who look like you and me. He goes on to say more. Make no mistake about it, those who are looting are not protesters. They are criminals who just blended in, hell-bent on stealing and property destruction. When legit protesters left midday, everything went off the rails. Okay, so why don't you call them out, Chris Palmer? Chris Palmer, why did you support the burning down of that housing development? But then, now all of a sudden, you're having the same talking points as conservatives. You're having the same talking points as the same conservatives that people want to, quote unquote, want to speak out against. Do y'all not see this? Until it comes to you, until you're faced with the reality of what other people have been dealing with in Minneapolis and all these other places, you are all for it until it comes to your doorstep. Let's see. They actually think it's a game. They don't even understand what they are doing. They are brainwashed and fueled by hatred. Chris Palmer, they can't go back to where they live. You told them to burn it down, so burn it down only applies to their house, not yours. Love watching virtue signalers reap what they sow. Can't say the word. Let's see. They're worse when they're rich, so out of touch. They're all for a housing project being burnt down, just not their house. And this is, I guess, like, weird. Twitter isn't letting me like this tweet. And let's see. Yeah, burn it down. Just don't touch my gated community. Life comes at you fast sometimes. You aren't even a ball player. You're a homestayer. Oh, man, look at that. The Louis Vuitton store is getting looted. Look at that. Y'all got to understand, they're going to get y'all on camera, man. What y'all going to do with all those purses? All you males, because ain't no females there. Ain't no females in the crowd. What are y'all going to do with all those purses? Are y'all gonna walk around with the purses on? Y'all gotta understand. I bet you they have ways of tracking, because sometimes they have those security devices on those things that it's hard to remove those security devices. No matter what you do, they can only be removed electronically. The way they have certain products. So some of these people have trackers on their products. Some of these people have trackers on their products. Some of these people are actually going to go in public wearing their stolen goods, not understanding that they're going to find y'all. See, they're letting y'all do what y'all do because it fits a narrative with the media. But once things blow over and they move on to the next topic, they're going to come get a lot of y'all. And it's crazy to me how you have people like Chris Palmer, and I'm going to keep saying, this is Twitter. Now, this is what Chris Palmer had to say. Hello, Jack. Obviously, I didn't choose the right words. It was a crazy weekend. Lots of stress and panic, tear gas as a mother. I don't endorse property destruction of any form. I'm not perfect, but I will work at it. Be well, take care. See, this is what happens when you have instant regret and you're feeling bad. You got caught trying to be a virtue signaler, and it didn't work out. Now look at the ratio, people. 500 comments, only 75 likes and 34 retweets. No one's buying this, Chris. People got exactly what you were saying. And these blue check marks, they like for people to tear up their own stuff. But when it comes to their stuff and their gated communities, oh no, you can't do that. That's the hypocrisy. These people live in hypocrisy and they don't even know it. They don't even know it. They so desperately want to be a part of something that they would make themselves look like complete fools. Chris, you look like a fool in this situation. This is regret of the highest form. You're supposed to be an NBA writer, I'm assuming. You're supposed to be somebody who's all about journalistic integrity, right? But what integrity did you have putting this out here? Do you think this is what George Floyd would want? A lot of people gotta understand that there are ways to gaining power. You don't gain power by making yourself the villain. Because let me tell you something right now. A lot of the people who agreed with the protesting, they don't agree with it anymore because you're going around. I'm not saying that it's just black people because we know it's not, but you have all these groups who are merging with black protesters, and they are causing havoc, and they're not being called out. Y'all don't want to call them out because you agree with them politically, to the point to where you have to look like a fool. Chris, you like a complete fool in this situation. No one's buying this. No one's buying this at all, Chris. You did this to yourself, bro. You can't be tweeting stuff like this and then come back and tweet this and think that people aren't going to call you out on your hypocrisy. And this is what I've been saying. It ain't about a protest no more. I don't care who gets mad. Once you start burning stuff up and tearing up stuff, it ain't about no protest. It's all about you breaking into places, getting free stuff that probably has securities, because some of these looters are so dumb. Some of these stuff have trackers on them, so they're gonna be able to track that merchandise down. They have cameras everywhere, especially in those nicer areas. Oh, cameras is everywhere. Now you see people are holding this guy completely accountable. You see, it's sad that something that you would think started off as people wanting justice has turned into people, making themselves look bad. The looting, rioting. People want justice, but there's ways of going about it. And you got guys like Chris Palmer who's fanning the flames when he's nothing but a tweet warrior. He's not about to go out here and do nothing for nobody. He's a tweet warrior. He's a tweet warrior. And that's why he humbled himself and apologized. He humbled himself and tweeted this because he realized he messed up. We have to continue to hold people like this accountable because they have blue check marks, because they have big followings. Because if you don't hold these people accountable, they're going to do it again. And there's a lot of hypocrisy going on out here, and we definitely have to call it out.